shows, the show dealing with shows, the show showing you what there is about shows, right here on the writer Albert Lanier channel. I, of course, am the writer Albert Lanier with another edition of what else? Outro. And it was kind of a busy week. It's been a kind of busy week. Couple interviews on Sunday, as you probably are aware from the previous episode, if you haven't checked it out, where I was on reserved seats. I was wrapping up my award season tour, and I got asked to come on the Lady Luck Club, which is a channel that I had been on last year when I was being interviewed about a guy called Umar Johnson, who I had done, or should I say, whom I had done a piece for my now defunct my former blog on back in July of 2020. I had written this piece in 2020, July 2020, about Umar. So I did a couple of interviews about Umar last year, and I was supposed to come back. I was previously on the Lady Luck Club. There were a number of technical issues. If you want to check it out, I did do the interview, but there were a good deal of tech problems and so forth. But it got a good amount of views, surprisingly, at least for me. I thought nobody was going to watch it because of all the tech issues, slow. But that was the first one. I came back, great interview, wonderful interview on the show. No problems, everything worked fine. So terrific interview. It was great to talk to the host of the Lady Luck Club. And we talked about Umar, and it was kind of a part two, because in the first interview that I did on the Lady Luck Club, I talked about my piece, on medium.com. If you want to read it, you can go to medium.com/@thedoctor50. And the name of the piece is Catch Him If You Can, The Life and Lies of Umar Johnson. And I had written about Umar very long time ago, and said that this guy was a con artist and engaged in a long con. That was the exact term that I use, language that I use. And so that was, when I came on the show last year, I had talked about Umar in terms of my piece and what my assessments, my observations, and my conclusions were. And so I decided, this would be a part two, in like you go fast forward and you look at the present and you go, why has he kind of remained active online? Why is he still active? Why hasn't he been caught, so to speak? I shouldn't put caught in brackets, but it's interesting to see whether Umar weirdos in the chat. So it was interesting to come back and talk about what's happened, because the reason that I did a couple of interviews last year on a couple of channels, I only did two. And I don't know why I'm showing that, but I only did two. The reason why I did it was because of all this interest on Umar Johnson, all these YouTubers that were making live streams and videos and talking about Johnson, talking about Umar. And because I had written a piece on him years ago and called him what he was, which is a con artist, I was interviewed, as I mentioned, on a couple of platforms, on a couple of channels, and a couple of shows. And I think what's changed with him, I outlined it in three components. And so I would urge you to go and take a look at the interview and find out what those three components are. It's the Lady Luck Club. So you can go to the Lady Luck Club channel and check out the episode. Or you can go to my community page and check out the link there and go and check it out. But it was a lot of fun coming back to the show. I really enjoyed being there. And we got to talk about a couple of other things. The last thing that I talked about, because I outlined the three components in regards to Umar. The last thing I talked about was this lady, Marianne Lorient. And apparently there's a lot of, not buzz, but a lot of talk about this Marianne lady. Now, the reason that I chimed in and talked about it was I became aware of her last year. And what happened was I had done, like I mentioned, I had done a couple interviews. After one of the interviews, literally the day of the interview, I had found out that Umar had done a movie with this person that I found out about, Marianne Lorient, and I I can't say that I was surprised, but it was a bit unexpected, and so I I saw a couple of videos where she was talking about the fact that she said that Umar was, I don't know if she said he was trying to sue her, he was trying to block the film from coming out. I guess that didn't work, and that he was attacking her. And I thought, because I talk about, I write about movies, as anyone following my channel is well aware. I write about movies, I deal with movies. I thought it'd be interesting to talk to, of all people, a filmmaker in regards to Umar. And again, since I don't deal with Umar, I mean, I wrote about Umar years ago. I don't follow him or deal with him. It would be interesting to find out what he was like on the set of a movie or the set of a production, I guess, about him. I haven't seen the movie, so don't ask me about the movie. And so I was interested in being interviewed by this Marianne, and I tried to reach her, and I tried to reach out to her. I think I sent an email to her. I didn't hear back, and so that was that. And then I heard about all this was happening, that I guess she was doing content on this Umar Johnson, that there was a fake check. Look, there are a lot of videos out there about Marianne. I myself am glad that I didn't talk to her. I'm glad that I didn't speak to her or correspond with her or any. Uh, with what I'm seeing going on with her appearing on camera and doing videos. She was on this the Lennon Honor show or Lennon Honor platform, and she melted. She had a meltdown there. I'm glad I didn't have any conversation or correspondence or anything with her. I feel like I dodged a bullet with that Marianne Lorient. So I advise you to take a look at the episode. Check it out. Again, the name of the channel, I believe, is the Lady Luck Club LLC, I think, or Lady Luck Club. And check it out. It has my name on it. So you could check out that episode. I think there's also something about Candace Owens and Scientology or something, but I didn't really talk about it. She brought it up, so I didn't really talk that much. I didn't really talk about that for the most part. But go and check it out. It's the Lady Luck Club channel, and check out that episode. Had a great time. I'd like to thank her for having me on the show. I was a bit busy because I had just finished an interview on Sunday, so I've got one, and I got an interview slated for later on this month. So it's been a bit of a busy week, but great. You know, um, it was great to a little busy, but good week. A very enjoyable week. A couple of couple of interviews. So again, Lady Luck Club. Check out that episode. You know, and that will check out that episode, and that will be it for this edition of Outro, the show about shows, the show showing you what there is on YouTube in regards to shows and interviews with yours truly. Bye for now. See you, folks.